Hey, what's up everybody, One Truth here, and I just made a build that's kind of questionable that most of you will not agree with, but with that being said, sorry in advance if you don't agree with it, but those who are dedicated snipers, I think you'll definitely love this build. I said a couple videos ago that I would like to create builds that specifically target one ability or one thing to like make it shine. Well, this is one of those ideas I had, and this can affect really any person if they want to create a snipe build, but specifically Nightblades. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look. These are the unbuff stats. Now buffed, alright, so what am I running? One, I bought most of this with AP. So, mind you, that if you try to buy some of the pieces, it would cost you an arm and a leg. Alright, we got 5-piece Marksman, all Divines. 5-piece Hawkeye, just one piece on the body, but it's Divines. The jewelry, all with weapon damage. The bow, here's the key point that I'd like to point out. That the enchantment is the magic damage to undead and Daedra. So we kind of reverted back, if you guys remember the Camo Hunter days, that Camo Hunter Nightblades were the most feared thing in the world. But since they got rid of Camo Hunter, vampires and more werewolves and stuff are out to play and coming out to fight. So they're not really worried about that high burst gank. This kind of like builds and gives a proc set without wearing a proc set. I need to make this yellow. Matter of fact, I need to make all of this yellow. But all Divines. That's the main key to this. I'm running the Shadow Mundus. I'm a vampire. I'm also using the... What is this food name? I can't remember. I always have to look. The Jewels of Misrule. So with the Marksman set, the 5-piece reduces the stamina abilities by 5%, which is all your stamina abilities. Increase your bow abilities against players by 8%. And then Hawkeye reduces the cost and increases the damage of your bow abilities by 5%. So that's a 13% increase in damage to your snipe and just general bow abilities. So we'll cover rotations. The bar is a little different than I'm used to too, but it's a one-shot build. It's kind of like hit 'em and go kind of deal. So this one, starting out, I've got Camo Hunter. I have that just for the critical rating. So it just bumps up my crit up a little bit. And it's nice to be able to just pull people out from stealth if you want. Alright, moving over. I'm using Lethal Arrow. This is where the base of the damage is going to be at. Silver Leash. It's a fighter's guild ability which does damage. Like, let's take a look. Fire Dawnguard Vampire's Hunter Crossbow Bolt to strike an enemy, dealing 6.2k physical damage and reducing their movement speed by 40%. After firing the bolt at an enemy, this ability changes into Titan, allowing you to pull yourself at the enemy and deal 5k physical damage if you're within 22 meters of them. Alright, so if the gank doesn't necessarily completely go the way you want to, you can just click Silver Leash again and you'll get ganked over there to them and they're dead. Relentless Focus, I'm using that to get the you get the minor endurance, and you also get your Spectre Bow, excuse me. Also your minor Berserk. The minor Berserk, 8% increase in damage. Radiant Magelight, if you're level 10 Mage's Guild. When you pop this, take a look. Might of the Guild, which gives you an Empower, which increases your damage by 20% for 5 seconds. Flawless Dawnbreaker. I use it for the 5% weapon damage, and also if you got Fighters Guild passives, it goes up a little bit more. So increase your weapon damage by 3% for each Fighter Guild's ability you have equipped. So I've got 9% increase. So it's not bad. My back bar. You can use this if you want to as damage. Only real thing I need. Notice I have one heal on my bar. I'll just cover it. Alright, we got Dark Cloak, which gets me in and out of situations with my max magicka. Or not. My magicka recover being as high as it is, I can pop Cloak a lot and manage to get out of tight knit situations. Rally gives me a major brutality and also gives me HP, which is a pretty good heal, especially if I'm playing from the shadows. Ambush, which gives me an empower, but it's just in case if I really want to finish them off. Same thing with surprise attack. And then retreating maneuvers. So if I run into a situation that I can't really do anything, I pop retreating maneuvers and then pop stealth, and I just book it and get out of there, and I can start popping rally to get my HP back up. Relocate and try to do as much damage as I can. So that's the rotation. I did some tests on non-CP. I deleted the videos. I'm not even going to show them, but here's my CP allocation. 55 resistant, 48 elemental defender, 42 hardy, 19 thick-skinned, 46 quick recovery, 10 siphoner, 23 warlord, 43 mooncalf, 43 arcanist, 32 tenacity, 13 shade, 18 shadow ward, 18 tumbling, and 10 befoul. Have 43 in the blessed, 45 at master at arms, 32 thaumaturge, 20 precise strikes, 20 piercing, and then 15 mighty. So that covers the CP allocation of that. Now, doing the initial gank, you're also going to just stay in stealth. There's two different things you could do. You buff up and then just keep firing lethal arrows if you want, and eventually that target will go down. You can get 3 or 4 of them off and hit them depending on the distance pretty much at the same time. There's nothing they can do. Or lethal arrow, heavy attack. You need to wait and then do this over leash. Wait till the lethal arrow hits so that lethal arrow gets the 20% empower, and then activate the silver leash. And then pop it again and it'll bring you forward. So one lethal arrow did 32k damage. Cut that in half, so 16k. 100% crit on that, which is good. 11k silver leash, cut that in half, so 6k. Poisoned, light attack. My prismatic didn't hit because, well, he's not a vamp. So that's 49k burst. That's just shy of 50k, so just 23k burst. If it popped the prismatic, it'll be over 25k burst on a player. Alright, that pretty much covers this new build. I know some of you might not like it, but then you snipers out there are really going to enjoy this. Let's try to keep Nightblades a Nightblade. Keep class integrity. Alright, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.